Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like you're re-aging faster than you should? Maybe you noticed your skin losing its glow, your fine lines becoming deeper, your energy dropping, or that constant feeling of fatigue that doesn't seem to go away. And maybe you've already tried everything: sleeping better, drinking more water, buying expensive creams, trendy supplements, probiotics, yet something still feels like it's speeding up your aging. Something you can't see, something nobody ever explained to you. What if I told you that this something might be hiding in your everyday diet? More specifically, in one of the most common foods people eat without ever realizing the impact it can have on aging. A food that millions consume daily, completely unaware that it may be contributing to deeper wrinkles, collagen loss, chronic inflammation, fatigue, poor concentration, and even internal cellular damage. Today, you're going to discover the shocking link between regular red meat consumption and accelerated aging. A link that many people have never heard of and others choose to ignore because it challenges long-established eating habits. But this video isn't here to tell you to stop eating meat. It's here to show you what science knows, what research reveals, and what really happens inside your body when red meat is consumed too often and in the wrong way. And let me make something very clear. This video is purely informational. Any change in your diet should always be discussed with a healthcare professional because everybody reacts differently. My goal here is to give you information so you can make conscious decisions. Now let me ask you something else. Why do some people age so fast, while others reach 60 looking like they're in their 40s? What separates these two groups? The answer lies inside the cells. Specifically, inside the mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses that produce energy. When we're young, our mitochondria work perfectly. But as we age, they accumulate invisible damage caused by inflammation, oxidation, and toxins. And certain foods speed up this damage. Red meat is one of them, especially when consumed excessively and cooked the wrong way. But here's the surprising part. The problem is not just the meat itself. It's what happens inside your body when it's cooked at high temperatures, combined with saturated fat and eaten alongside other inflammatory foods. This is where one of the most dangerous aging accelerators comes into play: glycation. Most people don't know what glycation is, yet it literally ages your skin from the inside out. Glycation happens when proteins and sugars bind together, forming AGEs, advanced glycation end products. The more AGEs you accumulate, the faster you lose collagen, elasticity, and firmness. And guess which food produces massive amounts of AGEs when cooked incorrectly? Red meat, especially grilled, fried, or roasted at high heat. You know that amazing smell of a barbecue? That golden crust, that crispy texture, that's glycation happening. And when you eat that frequently, the result is accelerated aging on the inside and the outside. And this isn't a theory. Studies show that when meat reaches temperatures above 160 degrees Celsius, 320, it forms toxic compounds like heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These substances can damage cells, increase inflammation, and speed up aging. A major Harvard study following over 120,000 people for 2 decades found that daily consumption of processed meats like bacon, sausage, and hot dogs significantly increases metabolic problems, while routine red meat consumption increases these risks by about 13%. But that's only part of the story. There's something else few people know about: the molecule NOI5GC. It's found in beef, pork, and lamb. Humans don't produce this molecule, so when it enters the body, the immune system reacts as if it's an invader. It's like your body is fighting a silent war every single day, without you realizing it. Researchers at the University of California found that NOI5GC can trigger a type of chronic inflammation called xenozeolitis, slow, persistent, and cumulative. And chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of accelerated aging. In studies with animals genetically modified to react like humans, those consuming NOI5GC developed significantly more inflammation and even tumors more isolate. Even though you don't feel it, no pain, no redness, no immediate symptoms, the accumulated effect over the years can wear down cells, tissues, blood vessels, and even organs. Another crucial point is TMAO, a compound produced by gut bacteria when you eat red meat. It affects arteries, harms cardiovascular health, and fuels inflammatory processes that age the body from the inside out. Research shows that high TMAO levels can raise the risk of arterial disease by 20%. And here's something shocking. Just 1 month of regular red meat consumption can triple TMAO levels in your bloodstream. But when you cut back or replace the meat, those levels drop quickly. And you might be thinking, but red meat has iron. Isn't iron important? Yes, but red meat contains heme iron, which is absorbed very rapidly. Excess heme iron increases oxidative stress. Imagine your cells rusting from the inside. This process damages DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. The result? Deeper wrinkles, more hair shedding, less energy, impaired memory, and reduced immunity, almost as if your body is constantly putting out small internal fires. And that brings us to the gut. The gut is the center of aging. It's where nutrients are absorbed, hormones are regulated, serotonin is produced, and most of the immune system is concentrated. When your microbiome is balanced, your body works better. But when it's inflamed, your entire body suffers. The problem is that red meat, especially processed meats, feeds bacteria that produce aging-accelerating toxins. That's why many people feel heavy, tired, or sleepy after a big plate of fried or grilled meat. Their entire body is busy dealing with substances that are hard to metabolize. But here is something most people never hear. The main issue is the way meat is cooked. Frying, grilling, or searing at high temperatures creates hundreds of oxidized compounds that accelerate aging. Meanwhile, slow cooking, marinating with lemon or herbs, and pairing with antioxidant-rich vegetables drastically reduce damage. So the problem isn't simply eating meat, it asks how often you eat it and how you prepare it. And now we need to talk about the skin. It's the first place inflammation shows up. After an inflammatory meal, the body releases enzymes that break down collagen and elastin. Without collagen, the skin sags, loses firmness, and loses its glow. Glycation caused by a GE damages the fibers that support the skin. It's silent, cumulative, and almost always ignored. But it doesn't stop there. The brain is also affected. Inflammation linked to excessive red meat consumption is associated with memory problems, poor concentration, anxiety, and that foggy mind feeling. Many people think it's stress or age, but often it's inflammation caused by food. Studies show that reducing processed meat can improve mental clarity within weeks. And now for one of the most shocking parts, telomeres. These are protective caps at the ends of your DNA. The shorter they get, the faster you age. Diets high in inflammatory foods, especially processed red meats, accelerate telomere shortening. On the other hand, antioxidant-rich diets slow this process down. In other words, what you eat literally changes the speed at which you age. So what should you do with all this information? The answer is not to stop eating meat. The answer is awareness. Reduce frequency. Choose leaner cuts. Avoid processed meats. Use slow cooking methods. Marinate, pair with vegetables. Balance your meals. It's also essential to support your gut with fiber, prebiotics, probiotics, and fermented foods. Prioritize fruits, vegetables, legumes, olive oil, nuts, and antioxidant-rich spices. Exercise regularly. Sleep well, stay hydrated. Reduce stress. Every one of these habits slows aging. The human body is extraordinary. It regenerates, repairs, and strengthens itself as long as you give it the right fuel. The question is, are you feeding your body life, or are you feeding it wear and tear? Who do you want to be 10, 20, or 30 years from now? If this video helped you understand something new, share it with someone who needs it. And always remember, health is a daily choice. Take care of yourself with information and awareness.